2020 was clearly a giant crap show, especially for everything. But here on this show, we talk about the movies. So particularly when it comes to the movies, it was an absolute crap show. Most films that scheduled to come out never got to come out. A lot of them got pushed into another year. Some of them got dumped onto streaming, all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean there weren't some wins when it comes to the box office. There were a number of films that were actually pretty good that got Invisible Man got out in theaters. I really loved that. The Gentleman got out in theaters. It's my second favorite film of the year. I love that. Another movie that got out this year that a lot of people were looking forward to, and it actually lived up to the hype, was Bad Boys for Life. As a matter of fact, it is now official. Bad Boys for Life is actually the biggest U.S. box office hit of 2020. You heard that right. Bad Boys for Life is the biggest U.S. box office hit for 2020. We go over to our friends at joeblow.com who write the following. This box office win has come with a bit of an asterisk, of course, since pretty much every major release in 2020 was delayed in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. But Sony Pictures has a reason to celebrate in regards to the success of Bad Boys for Life. The Will Smith and Martin Lawrence sequel has the distinction of being the biggest box office hit in the U.S. for 2020. That's an important distinction. Sony was lucky enough to release Bad Boys for Life in January of 2020, 2 months before the movie theaters began to shut down due to the pandemic. It made $206 million. $206 million in the domestic box office, making it the champion. Now, in a year that was a total crap fest when it comes to everything going on in the movie industry, you take that as win. Now, they're saying that Bad Boys for Life is the second largest global box office film. I think the number one box office film globally was a Chinese film. However, you guys know me, I'm kind of dubious about the Chinese reporting when it comes to box office numbers in their own country. Hey, I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm just saying I've always been a little bit dubious about their reporting. So whatever, we'll just stick with Bad Boys for Life being the number one U.S. box office film. And by the way, thank you to TunyTube, who sent in a live chat, super chat in the chat board. Thank you for that, man. So look, and you know what? It couldn't have happened to a nicer movie. I would have been very, very happy if the number one U.S. box office movie had indeed been The Gentleman. That was my second favorite movie of the year. I would have been totally cool if Sonic had been the number one box office film of 2020. I enjoyed that film. Now, while I am not like the world's biggest Bad Boys fan, I got to admit, I found Bad Boys for Life very charming. I thought it was nice. And I'll tell you what, you guys know me. The things that really get me here are not scenes of romance or loss or tragedy. The things that get me right here in a movie are the outward, very demonstrative showings of friendship and loyalty, right? With that said, one of my favorite scenes of the year, and certainly my favorite scene in Bad Boys for Life. Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but the movie came out ages ago. If you haven't seen it yet, you're not interested in it. But I think my favorite scene in the movie is easily, and one of my favorite scenes of the year, was this scene when Will Smith was in the hospital and unconscious in the hospital. And Martin Lawrence had found out that Will Smith actually put in color on his beard to get rid of the gray in his beard mustache. And while he's unconscious in the hospital, Martin Lawrence, as his friend, sat there bedside painting in the beard and mustache coloring on his. To me, shut up. That got me here, okay? That made me emotional. Seeing those outward amazing demonstrations of friendship and loyalty. I'll take those over the gunfights in that movie any day. But overall, couldn't have happened to a nicer film. Bad Boys for Life. Never thought we would have said this going into 2020. Imagine going back into 2019 saying Bad Boys for Life is going to be the number one U.S. box office film of the year. And yet here we are. Couldn't have happened to a nicer film. I'm super happy for it. What do you guys think about that? Does it catch you by surprise? Does it make total sense to you? Jump on down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.